Alright, here we are. Good morning. Break 391. The first of our two and only 25 Elite Super Break. This includes a hobby, a priority, and a USA case. We will be doing our 25 Elite hobby and priority cases in this first video, and we'll be doing the USA case in the morning tomorrow. So let's go. Our team list for this break: Broncos, Eddie Sheridan; Raiders, Luke Dawson; Bulldogs, Damon, Rowe; Sharks, Daryl, Barton; Dolphins, Warren, Stoddart; Titans, Tony, Bancroft; Manly, Dan, Derksen; Storm, John Turner; Knights, Shawn, Byles; Cowboys, Amelia, Campbell; Eels, Craig, Hyde; Panthers, Dean, Tobin; Rabbitohs, Tim Nicholson; Dragons, Warren, Stoddart; Roosters, Kyle Burrows; Warriors, Lockie; Tigers, Michael Slattery. Alright, here we are. Let's bring the chat screen up and say hello. Bring my team list back in. Alright, away we go. So we do have both the two cases we're doing right now. We'll put the priority down to the side and we'll get started with the hobby. And the first case card from the break. Number 12, the Foz for Titans. Right, let's get these out. Alright, box number 1 out of our first case. And to start us off, new recruit Matty Nicholson for the Raiders. Parallel Kale Iro for the Sharks. Marquee Jerome Luai for the Tigers. In the reps, Lauren Brown. Marquee Mitchell Moses for the Eels. Jacob Saifiti parallel for the Knights. New recruit James Schiller for the Knights. Vegas, Chanel Harris Tavita for the Warriors. Adam Dewey, parallel for the Tigers. And our Black League sensation, number 33, Valami Kickout for the Bulldogs. Isaac Tago, parallel for Panthers. New recruit, Regan Campbell Gillard for the Titans. Kangaroos in the Masters Series. Amali Olika R2, parallel for Manly. Angus Crichton in the reps. Vegas, Isabel Kelly for the Gillaroos. Tommy Dearden, parallel for the Cowboys. New recruit, Marky Mark for the Roosters. Sapphire Mojo, Knights Checklist, number 1. Not a bad way to start a super break. Pulling out number 1s already. Zach Lomax with the parallels. Marquee Kira Dib for the Cowboys. G'day, Jared. Funny you should pop in. I referred someone to you regarding they had a heap of Raiders member cards looking for prices. So I thought you might be able to help them. Dally M, Harry Grant for the Storm. Spencer Jones, I think is the name. Reed Marnie, parallel for Bulldogs. Someone was looking for him on Facebook after after the break that he was in, and we couldn't find him on Facebook, and then all of a sudden he's popped up. So new recruit Valentine Holmes for the Dragons. White Young Guns, Lachlan Galvin for the Tigers, number 63. Ali, parallel for the Warriors. In the reps, Julia Robinson for the Gillaroos. Pink Diamond, Quincy Dodd for the Sharks, number 37. Reece Walsh, parallel for the Broncos. It was only this morning I declined a post, and in the message for declining, I told him to go and speak to you. So if he reads that, then he'll contact you. If he doesn't read that, well, new recruit Ben Hunt for the Broncos. Dally M. Millie Elliott for the Roosters. Oh. Jamie Humphries parallel for the Rabbitohs. Kalen Ponga in the reps. Last packet for our first box. Sapphire Mojo Selwyn Cobbo for the Broncos, number 11. And Dolphins parallel checklist. That's a good first box considering what we've had. All teams have a card in their slot. A couple of breaks there where a few teams haven't had any hits at all for a box and a half. So hopefully that continues. We like that. Share it around. Kennedy Sherrington in the reps. Parallel AJ Brimson for the Titans. New recruit Lewis Dodd for the Rabbitohs. Dally M. Shannon Mato for the Titans. Sharks parallel checklist. Sapphire Mojo, number 24, Christian for the Dragons. Sebastian Chris, parallel for the Raiders. Marquis Valentine Holmes for the Dragons. Golden Marquee Stephen Crichton for the Bulldogs, number 84. Tigers parallel checklist. New recruit Marcelo Montoya for the Bulldogs. New recruit Matty Nicholson for the Raiders. In the Masters Series, in the Blues, Kalen Ponga, parallel for the Knights. Ben Hunt in the reps. Vegas, Taron Aiken in the Jillaroos. Jai Arrow, parallel for the Rabbitohs. White League Sensations, number 17, Jack Whiten for the Rabbitohs. Jackson Purdue, parallel for the Cowboys. New recruit Blaze Talagi for Panthers. Ruby Mojo, number 13. Tyrell Sloan for the Dragons. James Tedesco, parallel for the Roosters. Marquee, Adam Fanua Blake for the Sharks. New recruit Regan Campbell Gillard for Titans. Vegas, Chance Nicole Clockstad for the Warriors. Ruben Garrick, parallel for Manly. In the reps, Jaden Campbell. Dally M, Stephen Crichton for the Bulldogs. Harry Grant, parallel for Storm. New recruit Isaiah Ayongi for the Eels. White Young Guns Jack Howarth for the Storm. Number 23. Clint Gufferson, parallel for the Dragons. Yasmin Clydesdale for the Reps. Last packet, box number 2. Marquee Keezy Apps for the Tigers. Dylan Edwards, parallel for Panthers. Alright, box number 3. Daly M, Jerome Hughes for the Storm. Jeremy Marshall King, parallel for the Dolphins. New recruit Chad Townsend for the Roosters. Daly M, Stacey Awaka for the Broncos. Maiki Fodawaka, parallel for Titans. In the reps, Samima Torfa for the Jillaroos. White Young Guns, Thomas Duffy for the Cowboys. Number 201. Dylan Brown, parallel for the Eels. Cameron Murray in the reps. New recruit Lazarus for the Storm. Sapphire Mojo. Number 9. Lehe Hopawate for Manly. Stephen Crichton, parallel for the Bulldogs. New recruit Clinton Gufferson for the Dragons. Vegas Wade Egan for the Warriors. Mitchell Barnett, parallel for the Warriors. Marquee Big Tino for Titans. Golden Age, number 22 for the Raiders. Corey Pay, parallel for the Broncos. New recruit Ethan Sanders for the Raiders. In the Masters Series for the Kangaroos, Blake Brayley, parallel for the Sharks. In the reps, Dane Gagai. Parallel Liam Martin for Panthers. Ruby Mojo, Stephen Crichton for the Bulldogs, number 9. Knight parallel checklist. New recruit Shabarsky for the Broncos. Vegas Jesse Aramian for the Sharks. Jerome Luai, parallel for the Tigers. In the reps, Shannon Mato. We have a Spotlight booklet, number 17, Jaden Brayley for the Knights. Jai Gray, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Third last packet for our third box. Marquee Joseph Tarpanay for the Raiders. Marquee Isabel Kelly for the Roosters. Joseph Tarpanay parallel for the Raiders. New recruit Matt Arthur for the Knights. And that's box number 3 done and dusted. New recruit Asaya Iongi for the Eels. Dally M. Angus Crichton for the Roosters. Dream Buller parallel for Tigers. New recruit Marcelo Montoya for the Bulldogs. Dally M. Tiana Penatani for the Sharks. Roosters parallel checklist. White Young Guns Tony Francis for the Titans. Number 197. Leo Thompson parallel for the Knights. Jack Whiten in the reps. Sapphire Mojo Max Plath for Dolphins, number 9. Tyrone Munro parallel for the Rabbitohs. New recruit Carl Lawton for Cowboys. Parallel Max Plath for Dolphins. New recruit Blaze Talagi for Panthers. Marquee Hammer for Dolphins. Vegas Matthew Tomoko for Raiders. Eels parallel checklist. New recruit Cooley Kefu for the Dolphins. In the Blues for the Masters Series, Salami Kickout parallel for Bulldogs. In the reps, Zali Faye for the Eels. RTS parallel for Warriors. Evania Elite in the reps. Ruby Mojo, number 18, Tigers checklist. David Fafita, parallel for the Titans. New recruit, Lewis Dodd for the Rabbitohs. Vegas, Liam Martin for Panthers. Tyrell Sloan, parallel for the Dragons. Golden Age, number 62 for the Dolphins. Xavier Savage, parallel for the Raiders. Marquee, Roger Tuivasa Sheck for the Warriors. Patrick Carrigan in the reps. David Fafita, marquee for the Titans. Xavier Coates, parallel for Storm. Ruby Mojo, Jack Cogger for the Knights, number 48. Keanu Kinney, parallel for the Titans. Marquee Samaima Torfa for Raiders. New recruit Jazz Tavega for Manly. Dally M. Abbey Church for Eels. Selwyn Cobbo, parallel for Broncos. Mitchell Moses in the reps. Angus Crichton, marquee for the Roosters. Braden Trindle, parallel for the Sharks. New recruit Sanua Taruva for the Tigers. Golden Marquee Herbie Farmworth for the Dolphins, number 30. Sorry, I was just making sure it wasn't a 36. in that line. Ethan Strange, parallel for the Raiders. New recruit Matt Arthur for Knights. Andrew Johns in the Knights for the Masters Series. Sanua Taruva, parallel for Tigers. Romy Atitzel in the reps. White League Sensations, number 45. Zach Lomax for the Dragons. Tyson Frizzell, parallel for the Knights. Vegas, Aaron Clark for the Warriors. Sam McIntyre, parallel for Cowboys. He's there, he's not pressing it. He's just looking in the gate. Oh, there he goes. Nathan Cleary, marquee for Panthers. Dally M, Zach Lomax for the Dragons. Sandon Smith, parallel for the Roosters. New recruit, Hohepa for the Sharks. White Young Guns, Chevy Stewart for the Raiders, number 134. Storm parallel checklist. In the reps, Isabel Kelly. Vegas, Nico Hines for the Sharks. Paul Alamotti, parallel for Panthers. 5 packets left for box number 5. Josh Kerr in the reps. Pink Diamond. Kennedy Sherrington for the Eels, number 29. Parallel DCE for Manly. New recruit Aaron Clark for the Warriors. Jaden Sewer, parallel for the Dragons. New recruit Lazarus for Storm. And that's box number 5, done and dusted. Marquee Bradman Best for the Knights. Daniel Saifiti, parallel for Dolphins. New recruit Chad Townsend for the Roosters. Emerald Mojo, number 1 and jersey number. Well, the card tells me it is anyway. Connor Tracy for the Bulldogs. The card tells me he's a fullback. Someone might know different or better. Isaiah Yeo, parallel for Panthers. New recruit Carter Gordon for the Titans. Pink Diamond Rakea Horn for the Tigers, number 33. Luke Brooks, parallel for Manly. New recruit Shabaski for the Broncos. Marquee Latrell Mitchell for the Rabbitohs. Vegas Dane Laurie for Panthers. Scott Drinkwater, parallel for the Cowboys. New recruit Isaiah Papali'i for Panthers. Blues in the Masters Series. Marky Mark, parallel for Roosters. In the reps, Tamika Upton. Jerome Hughes, parallel for the Storm. Kangaroos, number 76 in the Masters Series signatures. Here we go. That gets randomized at the end of the break. So tomorrow, Bulldogs parallel checklist. New recruit Clinton Gufferson for the Dragons. We haven't opened too many Kangaroos or Blues for that matter. Majority of them have been Knights, so not bad. Number 48, Adam Fanua Lake Ruby Mojo for the Sharks. Adam Pompey, parallel for the Warriors. Marquee Ali Briganshaw for the Broncos. Dally M. Casey Array for the Dragons. Go Off and Gowie parallel for the Eels. In the reps, Lily and White. Daly M. Nico Hines for the Sharks. Adam Reynolds parallel for the Broncos. New recruit Ethan Sanders for the Raiders. White Young Guns Marky Mark for the Roosters. 191. Jesse Arabian parallel for the Sharks. In the reps, Reece Welsh. Vegas, Tamika Upton for the Jillaroos. Jack Whiten parallel for the Rabbitohs. In the reps, Tommy Turbo for Manly to finish off box number 6. Junior Paulo parallel for the Eels. New recruit Zach Lomax for the Eels. Dally M. Olivia Koenig for the Roosters. Dragons parallel checklist. In the reps, Dylan Edwards. New recruit Daniel Saifiti for the Dolphins. Sapphire Mojo, number 25, Valami Kickout for the Bulldogs. Connor Tracy, parallel for the Bulldogs. Marquee Dally Cherry Evans for Manly. Golden Marquee Bradman Best for the Knights. Number 86. Warriors parallel checklist. New recruit for Manly. Masters Series for the Kangaroos. Patrick Carrigan, parallel for Broncos. In the reps, Jessica Surdis. Black Young Guns, Jai Gray for the Rabbitohs. Number 31. Nico Hines, parallel for the Sharks. Ruby Mojo, Marky Mark for the Roosters, number 31. Apasai Coruscant, parallel for the Tigers. New recruit, Saitili Tupanua for the Bulldogs. Vegas, Cameron McInnes for the Sharks. Fletcher Sharp, parallel for the Knights. Marquee, Clinton Gufferson for the Dragons. Dali M, Alifiana Khan Piera for Titans. Keon Kolomatangi, parallel for the Rabbitohs. New recruit, John Bateman for the Cowboys. White Young Guns, Lehe Hopawate with Manly, number 123. Jermaine Isako, parallel for Dolphins. Marquee, Tiana Penatani for the Sharks. Bo Fermor, parallel for Titans. New recruit, Jamie Humphries for the Rabbitohs. Vegas, Jamal Fogarty for the Raiders. Jamal Fogarty, parallel for the Raiders. 2 packets left for box number 7. In the reps, Keely Joseph. James Fisher-Harris in the reps. And that's another box down. White Young Guns, Blake Moser for the Broncos, number 38. Cowboys, parallel checklist. Quincy Dodd in the reps. Marquee, Ryan Pappenhausen for the Storm. Chance Nicole Klokstad, parallel for the Warriors. Harley Brigginshaw in the reps for Jillaroos. And our Black Diamond for today, or for the first case, number 5, Knights Checklist. Spencer Lenu, parallel for the Roosters. New recruit Adam Fanua Blake for the Sharks. New recruit Daniel Saifiti for the Dolphins. Dally M. Kimberly Hunt for the Dragons. Jacob Preston, parallel for the Bulldogs. Golden Marquee, Abby Church for the Eels. Number 71. Will Warbrick, parallel for Storm. Marquee, Tegan Berry for the Dragons. Vegas, Anfanua Blake for Sharks. Lachlan Elias, parallel for Sharks. New recruit, Stefano Utakamanu for Storm. Knights Masters Series. Big Tino, parallel for Titans. Harry Grant in the reps. Matthew Tomoko, parallel for the Raiders. New recruit Jerome Luai for the Tigers. Black Young Guns, Samuel Stonestreet for the Sharks. No. Nathan Cleary, parallel for Panthers. Jamie Chapman in the reps. Ruby Mojo, Luke Brooks for Manly, number 15. Renato Molitalo, parallel for the Sharks. Marquee, Nico Hines for the Sharks. New recruit for Manly. Hope everyone's got their tips in for the last round, guys. The tipping comp normally includes all the finals, I believe. Ethan Strange, Vegas for the Raiders. Ben Hunt, parallel for the Broncos. If they split it in two, as in the first final rounds is one round, or all finals are one thing. Stephen Crichton, Dally for the Bulldogs. Tommy Turbo, parallel for Manly. New recruit, James Fisher-Harris for the Warriors. And that's box number 8 done and dusted. 2 more boxes for our hobby case. Black Young Gun, Jack Howarth for Storm, number 84. Ruben Cotter, parallel for the Cowboys. Marquee, Tommy Dearden for the Cowboys. New recruit, Carl Lawton for the Cowboys. Vegas, Paul Alamotti for Panthers. Tommy Gilbert, parallel for the Dolphins. In the reps, Isaiah Yeo. Marquee Valami kickout for the Bulldogs. Ryan Madison, parallel for the Eels. New recruit Kuli Kefu for the Dolphins. Vegas Xavier Savage for the Raiders. Angus Crichton, parallel for the Roosters. New recruit Hohepa for the Sharks. Knights Masters Series. Eliza Katoa, parallel for the Storm. Jesse Arthurs in the reps. Dragons, Jacob Little. New recruit Jazz Tavega for Manly. Pink Diamond Sheridan Gallagher for the Knights, number 7. Jesse Arthurs parallel for the Broncos. Marquee Zach Lomax for the Eels. Dally M. Isaiah Yo for Panthers. Cameron McInnes parallel for the Sharks. New recruit Sanua Taruba for Tigers. White Young Guns Bailey Haywood for the Bulldogs. Panthers parallel checklist. In the reps, Kira Dibb. Golden Marquee Clinton Gufferson for the Dragons, number 40. Jake Trbojevic parallel for Manly. Dally M. Olivia Koenig for the Roosters. Marcelo Montoya parallel for Bulldogs. In the reps, Payne Haas. Ruby Mojo, Tom Dearden for the Cowboys, number 23. Luke Metcalf, parallel for the Warriors. New recruit Aaron Clark for the Warriors. And that is box number 9 done and dusted. Alright, last box of the case. Olivia Koenig in the reps. Marquee Kalen Ponga for the Knights. Murray Talagi parallel for the Cowboys. New recruit Isaiah Papali'i for Panthers. Emerald Mojo, number 5. Jacob Little for the Dragons. James Schiller, parallel for the Knights. Marquee, Jack Whiten for the Rabbitohs. New recruit, Carter Gordon for the Titans. Vegas, Julia Robinson for the Jillaroos. Manly parallel checklist. Spotlight patch. Number 102 of 102. Jack Bostock for the Dolphins. Rabbitohs parallel checklist. New recruit John Bateman for the Cowboys. In the Blues for the Masters Series, Isaiah Katoa, parallel for the Dolphins. Daly Cherry Evans in the reps. Vegas, Isaiah Yeo for Panthers. Jermaine Hopgood, parallel for the Eels. Valentine Holmes, parallel for the Dragons. Marquee, Reece Welsh for the Broncos. Dally M, Jack Bostock for the Dolphins. RCG parallel for the Titans. New recruit Jamie Humphries for the Rabbitohs. White Young Guns, Jamie Humphries for the Rabbitohs. Number 49. Corey Horsburgh, parallel for the Raiders. Connor Watson in the reps. Dally M, Isabel Kelly for the Roosters. Dominic Young, parallel for the Roosters. In the reps, Keezy Apps for Jillaroos. Ruby Mojo, Jai Arrow for the Rabbitohs. Number 43. Ryan Pappenhausen, parallel for Storm. 3 packets left for the case. New recruit, Zach Lomax for Eels. Pink Diamond, Ali Briganshaw for the Broncos, number 57. Daryl Skelton, parallel for the Tigers. New recruit, Saiteli Tupanua for the Bulldogs. And that's the end of the hobby case, guys. Let's just get this out of the way. Alright, here we go. Priority. And our second case card, number 22 for Panthers, Dylan Edwards. Dean Tobin with Panthers. Let's get these out. Let's go. First priority box. Ruby Mojo Brian To'o for Panthers, number 32. Roger Tulvasa-Sheck, parallel for the Warriors. New recruit Jazz Tavega for Manly. Black Young Guns, Jacob Laban for the Warriors, number 36. Selwyn Cobbo, parallel for the Broncos. Priority marquee, Kalen Ponga for the Knights, number 12. Dally M. Olivia Koenig for the Roosters. Braden Trindle, parallel for the Sharks. New recruit, Sanua Taruva for Tigers. White Young Guns, Asaya Ayongi for the Eels, number 4. in the priority. Anyway, getting distracted by a little piece of packet on my fingers. Paul Alamotti, parallel for the Panthers, wouldn't go away. In the reps, Reece Walsh. Oh, that was nice and early for our priority. BD number 3. Hammer for the Dolphins. Daly Cherry Evans, parallel for Manly. New recruit Aaron Clark for the Warriors. Golden Marquee David Fafita for Titans, number 11. 71, sorry. Sam McIntyre for the Cowboys. Priority marquee Reece Walsh for Broncos, number 24. Vegas Jackson Ford for the Warriors. Sandon Smith parallel for the Roosters. New recruit Hohepa for the Sharks. Kangaroos in the Masters Series. Storm parallel checklist. In the reps, Tamika Upton. Jaden Sewer parallel for the Dragons. New recruit Carl Lawton for the Cowboys. For some reason, yet again, it's not letting me type the name, but the person with the Raider spot said to send all cards to me. Okay, mate, we'll make sure that we get them sent off to you. Just go and stand by the post box and wait for them to turn up for me, though. If you don't wait at the post box, they're not going to turn up. Azario Dally M for Panthers. Max Plath parallel for Dolphins. Tommy Turbo in the reps. Marquee priority Tegan Berry, number 36 for the Dragons. You had me hooked in the first line because I thought you were talking about Spencer Jones from earlier. Eels parallel checklist. New recruit Cooley Kefu for the Dolphins. No, but Dad might have in the background. Hang on. Tiana Penatani, Vegas for the Jillaroos, a Valami kick-out, parallel for the Bulldogs. Dad, have you had any updates on signatures and patch redemptions from this year? Elite? No. Fair enough. Yeah, we'll be in the reps. So no, all the way around there. Sorry. The hammer redemptions for Dolphins. Damn you, Jared. Representatives for Dolphins. Raiders, Ruby Mojo. Number 13, Matthew Tomoko. Jerome Hughes, parallel for Storm. I'm pretty sure you got to go sit by the mailbox, Jared, and they will come. They will come. And then you can manifest them. New recruit, Zach Lomax for the Eels. Golden Age, 105 for the Raiders. Dragons, parallel checklist. Priority marquee, David Fafita. Number 11 for the Titans. Dally M. Samaima Torfa for the Raiders. Both thermal parallel for the Titans. New recruit Jamie Humphreys for the Rabbitohs. White Young Guns, Joe Chan for Storm, number 12 in the priority. Jamal Fogarty, parallel for the Raiders. I've already contacted the Raiders spot owner. In the reps, Bree Chester. You mean Jared, yeah? Because that's what he's telling us. He's already got him. Jared wouldn't be lying to us, would he? Sharks, Sapphire Mojo checklist number 5. Apposite Coruscant parallel for the Tigers. Yes, he popped up on requesting to join the group a few days later. New recruit Saitili Tupanua for the Bulldogs. I'm assuming once we sent his email with the tracking after the break in there's a link for the Facebook group. So I'm assuming that's how he found it. Fletcher Sharp, parallel for the Knights. Vegas, Tamika Upton for the Jillaroos. Keon Kolomatangi, parallel for the Rabbitohs. New recruit John Bateman for Cowboys. Knights in the Masters Series. Jermaine Isako, parallel for Dolphins. G'day, Alex. Zach Lomax in the reps. Junior Paulo, parallel for the Eels. No, there's mistakes all through it, unfortunately. I don't know how many we're up to, 6 or 7 errors. New recruit Carter Gordon for the Titans. Mainly wrong pitches. Dally M. Eliza Katoa for Storm. Luke Brooks, parallel for Manly. Taryn Aiken in the reps. Any SIGs? We've got blacks and whites out of our hobby case. We also got the Kangaroos in the Masters Series. Priority marquee hammer for the Dolphins, number 35. I really don't like the number placement on them cards, but anyway, Scott Drinkwater, parallel for the Cowboys. New recruit Isaiah Papali'i for the Panthers. Vegas, Nathan Cleary for Panthers. And Marky Mark, parallel for the Roosters. Last packet for our second box out of our priority case. Kira Dib marquee for the Cowboys, number 8. No, they've actually changed. This Well, there's one more Revolutions, which I'm pretty sure is a Rebel release in November, and after that, Select will be taking over. New recruit James Schiller for the Knights. He got a few bits and pieces. Jared Rees has claimed him completely. Apparently there was a deal done where we've got to send all the Raiders cards to him. But yeah. And we have a Spotlight booklet. Number 11. White for the Roosters. Adam Dewey, parallel for the Tigers. Marquee priority, Tommy Turbo. Number 16. Dally M. Isabel Kelly for the Roosters. Jacob Saifiti, parallel for the Knights. New recruit Ben Hunt for the Broncos. Young Gun priority, number 6. Ethan Sanders for the Raiders. Jamie Humphries, parallel for the Rabbitohs. In the reps, Jack Whiten. Sapphire Mojo. Reece Walsh for the Broncos, number 4. Dolphins parallel checklist. You recruit Marky Mark for Roosters. Vegas Hudson Young for the Raiders. Zach Lomax parallel for the Eels. Priority marquee, Big Tino for Titans, number 12. Golden Age, number 84 for the Cowboys. Reed Marnie, parallel for the Bulldogs. Yes. Yes, you can still send in redemptions for Select and TLA, TGI. Valentine Holmes, new recruit for Dragons. I can't remember what their cutoff date is exactly. Master Series, Andrew Johns for the Knights. Ali, parallel for the Warriors. Azali Faye in the reps. Reece Welsh, parallel for the Broncos. New recruit, Adam Fanua Blake for the Sharks. Dally M. Jack Bostock for the Dolphins. Will Warbrick, parallel for the Storm. Patrick Carrigan in the reps. Marquee, Zach Lomax for Eels, number 35. Lachlan Ilias, parallel for the Dragons. New recruit, Stefano Utikamanu for Storm. Vegas, Taron Aiken for Gillaroos. Big Tino, parallel for Titans. In the reps, Ivania Polite. Ruby Mojo, number 45, Titans checklist. Matthew Tomoko, parallel for the Raiders. Alright, box number 3 done and dusted out of our priority. Let's go box number 4. In the reps, Jamie Chapman. White League Sensations, number 16, Scott Drinkwater for the Cowboys. Liam Martin, parallel for Panthers. New recruit, Carter Gordon for Titans. Ruby Mojo, Spencer Linu for the Roosters, number 13. Manly parallel checklist. Priority Masters Series. Marquee Valami kickout for the Bulldogs. Dally M. Millie Elliott for the Roosters. Murray Talagi parallel for the Cowboys. New recruit Saya Papalihi for the Panthers. White Young Guns, Jamie Humphries for the Rabbitohs, number 5. Dominic Young parallel for the Roosters. Ali Brinshaw in the reps. Ryan Pappenhausen parallel for the Storm. No, well, we hit the Masters Series SIG in the first case. And I haven't noticed a Storm duo and a Masters Series come out in the same case. New recruit Zach Lomax for the Eels. Once again, that's just my observation, no guarantee. Sapphire Mojo Scott Drinkwater for the Cowboys, number 8. We haven't hit many duos at all. Excuse me, Valentine Holmes parallel for the Dragons. Marquee Kalen Ponga for the Knights in the gold, number 44. RCG parallel for the Titans. New recruit Jamie Humphries for the Rabbitohs. In the Kangaroos for the Masters Series, Corey Horsburgh parallel for the Raiders. Harry Grant in the reps. Vegas Dane Laurie for the Panthers. Gerald Skelton parallel for the Tigers. New recruit King Gutho for the Dragons. Harry Grant, Dally M for Storm. Mitchell Barnett parallel for the Warriors. In the reps, Quincy Dodd. Priority marquee, Val Holmes for the Dragons, number 28. Corey Pay, parallel for the Broncos. New recruit, Ethan Sanders for the Raiders. Blake Brayley, Vegas for Sharks. Blake Brayley, parallel for Sharks. Priority marquee, Jesse Southwell for the Knights, number 12. Box number 5. You recruit Blaze Talagi for Panthers. Dally Jerome Hughes for Storm. Jack Howarth, parallel for Storm. In the reps, Isaiah Yo. Marquee, Stephen Crichton for the Bulldogs, number 22. Christian for the Dragons. Black Young Guns, Lehe Hopawate for Manly, number 157. Payne Haas, parallel for the Broncos. New recruit, Asaya Yongi for the Eels. Vegas, Aaron Clark for the Warriors. Jaden Campbell, a parallel for the Titans. In the reps, Payne Haas. Ruby Mojo, Sam McIntyre for the Cowboys, number 27. Canberra Raiders parallel checklist. New recruit, Lewis Dodd for the Rabbitohs. Jesse Arthurs in the reps. Priority marquee, Bradman Best for the Knights, number 28. Dally M. Keely Davis for the Roosters. Bradman Best parallel for the Knights. New recruit Marcelo Montoya for the Bulldogs. Golden Marquee, Ryan Pappenhausen for Storm, number 70. Bronson Sherry, parallel for the Bulldogs. New recruit Kuli Kefu for the Dolphins. Masters Series in the Knights. James Fisher Harris, parallel for the Warriors. Priority Young Guns, Lycan King for the Dragons, number 8. Campbell Graham, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Kira Dib in the reps. Parallel the Hammer for the Dolphins. New recruit Carl Lawton for the Cowboys. Sapphire Mojo, number 1. Terrell Sloan for the Dragons. Dragons been on fire today. Jack Williams, parallel for the Eels. Priority marquee, Ali Brigginshaw for the Broncos, number 21. Vegas, Jessica Surgis in the Gillaroos. Lachlan Galvin, parallel for the Tigers. And that's another box done and dusted. Alright, box number 6 out of our priority. New recruit Daniel Saifiti for the Dolphins. Dally M. Herbie Farmworth for the Dolphins. Connor Tracy, parallel for the Bulldogs. Lindsay Collins in the reps. Marquee, Isabel Kelly for the Roosters, number 22. Warriors parallel checklist. New recruit, Manly. Vegas, Adam Fanua Blake for the Sharks. Patrick Carrigan, parallel for the Broncos. In the reps, Shanice Parker. Pink Diamond, Elsie Albert for the Eels, number 37. Nico Hines, parallel for the Sharks. New recruit, Jerome Luai for Tigers. Vegas, Chanel Harris Tavita for the Warriors. Lindsay Smith, parallel for Panthers. Kangaroos in the Masters Series. Titans, parallel checklist. Xavier Coates in the reps. White League sensations, number 74, David Fafita for the Titans. Big Papa parallel for the Raiders. Marquis Mitchell Moses for the Eels in the priority, number 23. Dally M. Tommy Dearden for the Cowboys. Lehe Hopawate parallel for Manly. New recruit James Fisher Harris for the Warriors. Priority marquee Ryan Pappenhausen for the Storm, number 38. Golden marquee Roger Tuivasa Sheck for the Warriors, number 82. Damien Cook parallel for the Dragons. New recruit Stefano Utikamanu for Storm. White Young Guns, Liam Eason for the Sharks in priority, number 2. Reece Robson, parallel for the Cowboys. In the reps, Millie Elliott for Gillaroos. Connor Watson, parallel for the Roosters. New recruit, Adam Fanua Blake for the Sharks. Ruby Mojo, number 30, Ryan Pappenhausen for the Storm. Cameron Munster, parallel for Storm. And that's another box, done and dusted. Box number 7, let's go. New recruit, Matty Nicholson for the Raiders. Vegas, Cameron McInnes for the Sharks. Kale Iro, parallel for the Sharks. In the reps, Mitchell Moses for the Eels. Marquis Latrell Mitchell for the Rabbitohs. Number 21. Isaac Tago, parallel for Panthers. New recruit, Regan Campbell Gillard for the Titans. Dally M, Jerome Hughes for Storm. Hamoli Olika R2, parallel for Manly. Romy Teetsel in the reps. Vegas, Isaiah Yeo for Panthers. Tyrone Munro, parallel for the Rabbitohs. In the reps, Josh Kerr. Ruby Mojo, number 52, Daniel Saifiti for Dolphins. Tommy Dearden, parallel for the Cowboys. New recruit, Blaze Talagi for Panthers. Roosters parallel checklist. In In the Blues for the Masters Series, Leo Thompson, parallel for the Knights. Marquis Samima Torfa for the Raiders, number 22. Dalian Stacey Waka for the Broncos. Xavier Coates, parallel for Storm. New recruit Asaya Iongi for the Eels. White Young Guns, Fletcher Sharp for the Knights, number 4. Tyrell Sloan, parallel for the Dragons. And Spotlight Patch, number 84. KO Weeks for the Raiders. Dream Buller, parallel for Tigers. New recruit Marcelo Montoya for the Bulldogs. We got 5th last packet, box number 7 out of the priority case. In the reps, Isabel Kelly for the Jillaroos. Pink Diamond, Julia Robinson for the Broncos. David Fafita, parallel for the Titans. New recruit Lewis Dodd for the Rabbitohs. Emerald Mojo, number 2. Patrick Carrigan for the Broncos. Xavier Savage, parallel for the Raiders. Marquee Angus Crichton for the Roosters. Let's go box number 8. New recruit Saiteli Tupanua for the Bulldogs. Vegas Xavier Savage for Raiders. Parallel James Schiller for the Knights. Lauren Brown in the reps. marquee, Reuben Cotter for Cowboys, number 15. Rabbitohs parallel checklist. New recruit John Bateman for Cowboys. Parallel Spencer Lenu for the Roosters. Dally M Stephen Crichton for the Bulldogs. Isaiah Katoa parallel for Dolphins. In the reps, Kalen Ponga. Ruby Mojo Junior Paulo for the Eels, number 14. Jermaine Hopgood parallel for the Eels. Blues in the Masters Series. Cowboys parallel checklist. In the reps, Angus Crichton. New recruit Daniel Saifiti for the Dolphins. Pink Diamond Yasmin Clydesdale for the Knights, number 32. Parallel Jacob Preston for the Bulldogs. Marquee Keezy Apps for the Tigers, number 5. Dally M Kimberly Hunt for the Dragons. Chance Nicole Klokstad parallel for the Warriors. New recruit for Manly. A Vegas RTS for the Warriors. Tommy Turbo parallel for Manly. New recruit James Fisher Harris for the Warriors. Priority Young Guns Tane for the Warriors, number 18. Ben Hunt parallel for Broncos. In the reps, Julia Robinson. Golden Marquee Kira Dib for the Cowboys, number 37. Renato Mulatalo, parallel for the Sharks. 3 packets left for the box. New recruit Jerome Luai for Tigers. Black Young Guns, Max Plath for the Dolphins, number 144. Parallel Nathan Cleary for Panthers. Priority Marquee Nico Hines for the Sharks, number 31. Alright, 2 boxes to go. New recruit Lazarus for Storm. Vegas Braden Trindle for the Sharks. Keanu Kinney parallel for the Titans. In the reps, Dylan Edwards. Marquee Apasai Coruscant for the Tigers. Ethan Strange parallel for the Raiders. New recruit Matt Arthur for Knights. Dally M. Stephen Crichton for the Bulldogs. Parallel Sanua Taruva for Tigers. Keely Joseph in the reps. Vegas Jamal Fogarty for the Raiders. Isaiah Yo parallel for Panthers. Ruby Mojo Ali for the Warriors, number 11. Tyson Frizzell parallel for the Knights. New recruit Shabarsky for the Broncos. Sapphire Mojo Mitchell Barnett for the Warriors, number 5. Jack Whiten parallel for the Rabbitohs. In the Blues, you're expecting some Masters Series, Jesse Aramian parallel for the Sharks. Jessica Surgis in the reps. Marquee priority, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, number 12. Daly M. Shannon Mato for the Titans. Daniel Saifiti, parallel for the Dolphins. New recruit Chad Townsend for the Roosters. Priority Young Guns, Solomona Fatape for the Tigers. Number 9. Joe Offengowie, parallel for the Eels. Black League Sensations. I think we might have... No, I'm not sure. Actually, I'm confused. Number 10. I know we hit the white. I don't know if we've hit the black. Bell Holmes for the Dragons. Number 10. Adam Reynolds, parallel for the Broncos. New recruit Ethan Sanders for the Raiders. In the reps, James Fisher-Harris. Pink Diamond, Ellie Johnston for the Sharks, number 64. Parallel Bulldogs checklist. 3 packets left for box number 9. New recruit Clint Gufferson for the Dragons. Parallel Adam Pompey for the Warriors. Priority Marquee Adam Fanua Blake for the Sharks. Number 40. Alright. Alright, last box from our priority case. Priority Young Guns, Carter Gordon for the Titans, number 5. Broncos parallel checklist. In the reps, Kennedy Sherrington. Emerald Mojo. Number 1, Gerald Skelton for the Tigers. Adam Fanor-Blake, parallel for the Sharks. New recruit, Matty Nicholson for the Raiders. Pink Diamond, Lasana Lutu for the Tigers. Number 10. Parallel, Brian To'o for Panthers. Marquee, Nathan Cleary, number 29 in the priority. Vegas, Dylan Edwards for Panthers. Jason Saab, parallel for Manly. New recruit, RCG for Titans. In the Masters series for the Blues, Thomas Duffy, parallel for the Cowboys. In the reps, Ben Hunt. Parallel, Victor Radley for the Roosters. Dally M. Tiana Penatani for the Sharks. Matt Burton, parallel for the Bulldogs. New recruit, James Schiller for the Knights. Vegas, Corey Horsburgh for the Raiders. Terrell May, parallel for the Tigers. In the reps, Yasmin Clydesdale. Marquee priority, Jack Whiten for the Rabbitohs. Knights, Jack Cogger, parallel. New recruit, Ben Hunt for the Broncos. Dally M, Julia Robinson and Sheridan Gallagher. Cody Walker, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Jaden Campbell in the reps. Hey. Here we go. Number 74 in the Knights for the Masters series. So we now have the Kangaroos and the Knights. Can we hit the Blues in our USA case and randomize a trio? That would be epic. Herbie Farmworth, parallel for the Dolphins. Not going to lie, I was also getting a bit worried. We had 5 packets left and we hadn't hit a team signature or a Masters Series SIG a ball patch or any of those things that I sort of consider that case hit, that one in every case. There's one of those things I found. No guarantees again. New recruit, Marky Mark for the Roosters. But to hit the second Master Series SIG and to not be the same is awesome. Jacob Little Ruby Mojo, number 3 for the Dragons. Parallel Addo Carr for the Eels. Marquee Priority Joseph Tarpanay for the Raiders, number 40. Alright, last pack of the case. 2 cases done. New recruit Val Holmes for the Dragons. Alright guys, well that's it for this part of the break. I'm going to leave you all there now as you see it. We will be back tomorrow morning with case number 3, which is our USA box. Case, sorry. Alright guys, until then I will see you all later.